So these are the three boys born October of 2016 to Phoebe and Jacques. This was Phoebe's first litter. She had 3 pups. Phoebe is my 10-pound Frenchie. Phoebe's parents were both 22 pounds, so she was my little midget. I just had to keep her. And then I bred her once, and it looks like she had a little midget also. We've got 3 boys here, and I'll talk to you a little bit about each one. We'll start with this bigger guy. This guy is very wide, very large. He's probably going to be about the size of his daddy, Jacques. It's about 22 pounds. Right now, he's probably about 8 or 10 ounces. But if you can see the size of his head, the width of his head, and how stocky the little guy is, he's going to be a stocky little French bulldog boy. Now, I'm estimating him to be approximately the size of his dad, which is 22 pounds. He's adorable. People always ask, what would a breeder choose for a dog if they had to choose a dog? And breeders choose dogs for kind of different reasons, but for a male, breeders generally want a nice, thick, stocky, large-headed bulldog because they've got more of a bulldog look when they grow up. So if that's what you're looking for, I recommend that guy. Now, let's see. We got these 2 also. And as you can see, this one here, let's see if I can get all 3 of them next to each other, is teeny tiny. I don't know if you can tell the difference in the size from just how I hold them in my hand, but this one's probably about just over half the size of the one I just had. This is the teeny tiniest one. And I think this one's going to be smaller like the mama. Boys are always a little heavier than girls, so I don't think this will be a 10-pound dog, but my best guess would be he's going to max out about maybe 14 because he's a boy. Boys have more muscle and they weigh a little bit more when they're adults. But he's a little peanut. He's nice and robust. He's stocky looking for his size, like proportion-wise. And he's got a cute little angel face. So this is the little teeny peanut, the little midget. I'll try to get them next to each other. It's going to be hard to do while holding the camera. And this one is just in between sizes. Head's a little bit smaller, so I think he's going to be probably smaller. But he's still got that blocky look. He's a little bit smaller than this guy. And I would say if this one's a 5 out of 10, this one's a 10 out of 10 on size, I'd give him an 8. He's pretty close to this size, but not quite. He's a little smaller. But he's adorable. He's got nice proportions. They've got pot bellies right now. They just ate. All the belly buttons just fell off. Their noses will darken here in another few days. It's usually about a week and a half, 2 weeks that their color starts to come in. Their mother is white with fawn spots. All these guys, when laying next to their mother, have got a cream color, so I'm anticipating all of them to be cream. I'm not expecting any to have spots, but sometimes they surprise me. The spotted ones usually get spots on their nose, so we'll see if anybody gets spots on their nose in the next week. That'll tell me that they're going to be pied, which is spotted for Frenchies, versus just a solid cream color like the father. Father's actually technically a fawn, which is a little darker. The color of a deer actually is why they call it that. So I want to show a size comparison. This is going to be hard because they're not going to line up here real nice, but you can see this little midget here next to this largest one here, and this one's just slightly smaller. Let's see if I can get them both in my hand. I started getting big for that. There we go. That's a better comparison. So you can see how when you breed a 20-pound dog to a 10-pound dog, sometimes you get one that takes after one and one that takes after the other. See if I can get my hand to spin around without dropping these guys. And the size of their heads too right there for comparison. So these dogs are 3 little boys, nearly identical. Jacques, the sire, is champion, so these are all champion sired boys. My Wrigley, the stud that I just retired, is also champion sired. And when you get a champion sired litter of boys, you have high quality boys. And that's what I was looking for here. I'm going to be happy additions to somebody's family.